As the lights went down, he came out and told the audience, "What has happened over the last week has been a terrible and wrenching ordeal for us all. It has been deeply painful to see the Dior name associated with the disgraceful statements attributed to its designer, however brilliant he may be." With that came a charming commercial collection of hippie-inspired clothes, and at the clothes, in Galliano's absence, Dior's hard-working atelier hands, mostly older women, dressed in white smock-like coats, stepped into the spotlight and humbly took the bow. Galliano's flame-out came almost a year to the day after his competitor and compatriot, the 40-year-old British designer Alexander McQueen, was found dead in his London flat. After years of serious drug abuse and profound depression that his psychiatrist, Dr. Stephen Pereira, later testified was caused by work pressures and accentuated by the death earlier in the week of his devoted mother, Joyce, McQueen hanged himself in his wardrobe. The coincidence in timing was both disturbing and poignant. Galliano and McQueen had arrived on the international fashion stage almost simultaneously in the mid-1990s, when the dominant style was minimalism, and together they shook the industry out of its boring bourgeois stupor with their innovative, complicated, and deeply seductive designs. Galliano and McQueen had similar personal stories. Both grew up in working-class London. Galliano, the son of a plumber, McQueen, the son of a cab driver, with doting mothers who nourished their love of fashion. Both discovered as boys that they were gay and were bullied by homophobic schoolmates, which pushed them to develop violent tempers and mouthy retorts as retaliation. Both apprenticed in the costume departments of London theatres, where they cultivated a taste and an eye for elaborate stage production. Both became regulars on the London nightclub scene and partook in its vices. And both attended Central St. Martin's, a then little-known but respected art school in London, where they put on exceptional graduation shows. Galliano and McQueen weren't simply driven and gifted. They wanted to revolutionize fashion in a way no one had in decades. With little money, volunteer helpers, and sheer will, they turned out landmark collections in mesmerizing theatrical shows that retailers and critics still gush about and designers continue to reference. Galliano led the way with his sensual bias-cut gowns and his voluptuous hourglass tailoring, which he presented in romantic storybook-like settings. Everything John did was touched with artistry and meaning, explained Amanda Harlick, who served as his creative partner and muse for the first decade of his career. He created whole worlds for every woman, no, for every girl, boy, woman, man, to explore. Galliano's zenith came in March 1994 with his São Schlamberger show, so named because it was staged in the Portuguese socialite's empty 18th century Paris mansion. Out of business for the third time in 10 years, Galliano landed at the last minute a deep-pocketed American banker to back him. Working day and night for 2 weeks, he and his team pulled together 18 Japanism-inspired mini kimonos and fluid gowns cut from the same bolt of cheap black satin and topped off with second-hand furs and Harry Winston diamonds on loan. Everyone, the world's top models, the hairdressers and makeup artists, the shoe designer Manolo Blahnik, the milliner Stephen Jones, agreed to work for free. Because, as Harlick said, we all believed in John. Since the space was small, the guest list was limited, but those who did attend were agog at the beauty, glamour, and poetry of the clothes, worn so sensually by 20s-like sirens in such a resplendent setting. "What the hell?" howls Vanity Fair fashion and style director Michael Roberts 20 years on. "It was like being on a major drug trip. You were transported completely for 25 minutes. More important, with the Schlamberger collection, then French Vogue editor Joan Juliet Buck explained that Galliano launched a new way of looking, an